Welcome back to my YouTube channel, but if you're new here, my name is Brittany and I'm a Chicago-based lifestyle content creator. I also have a little, I don't know if you can see her now, she's out of frame, but a co-host with me today. My dog Rumi, she's laying on the couch next to me, so she might pop into this. But she like invaded my, we'll call it studio space, aka my living room couch. Anyway, I'm back with another favorites video. Since June is Pride Month, similar to my videos from May, March, and February, where I focused on like Black History Month, Women's History Month, and AAPI Heritage Month, I wanted to focus my favorites for the month of June around movies, music, and brands founded or like telling stories of and supporting the LGBTQ plus community in honor of Pride Month. And as I mentioned in my May favorites video, which was highlighting AAPI month, although I'm not a part of the AAPI community in that instance or the LGBTQIA plus community, I do like to consider myself, or I would hope that I am or would be considered an ally of any marginalized groups. It's something like I do aim to do in my day-to-day life. Although you can't appoint yourself an ally, obviously, but like that is something that's important to me. So I just wanted to take this video to shine a little light. Anyway, let's jump right into my favorites. So as always, starting with beauty, my favorite category of them all, I have a couple of products that I'm going to share this month. These are all, for the most part, my like ride or dies. All right, starting with a staple that I rarely say this in general, but this is something every single person needs in their like makeup routine. I feel like I never just give a blanket recommendation that like every single person needs this, but with this product, I'm gonna say every single person that wears makeup needs this product, and that is the One Size On Till Dawn mattifying. I wanted to make sure I get the whole name right. On the One Size On Till Dawn mattifying waterproof setting spray. I have had this. I bought this for the first time last summer. So, I mean, this product was going viral for a while. Like, Patrick Starr is the founder of One Size. And I mean, he has been a makeup artist and was on Drag Race in the Philippines, I think, specifically. I don't know if he was actually on it or he was a judge. Regardless, he is like really excellent with makeup, then launched his own beauty line. And One Size, like this product in particular, but a lot of their products were just like super viral on TikTok, Instagram, everywhere. And it was honestly kind of hard to buy One Size. And I am someone that is very fickle about setting sprays. The only one I've ever used in my life that I thought actually worked was the Urban Decay one. Otherwise, I just feel like, I honestly was like, these feel like scams to me. Then I just been hearing really good things about this one. I've been wanting to try it, but I literally couldn't find it in stock. And then, yeah, this was definitely last summer. This was when the Renaissance tour was going on, and Beyonce's makeup artist said that he was using this on her for the tour. And it was after there was one show where it like stormed and like it was like pouring down raining the whole time she was performing, and her makeup was flawless, like no notes, like nothing moved. So then I was like, okay, yes, I absolutely need that. And so I tried just like a mini, which is what I do for most new products when I'm trying, like when I'm trying something for the first time. I tried the travel size and I was like, yes, this is something that I need. I'm gonna include a photo on the screen here, because I feel like the first true wear test I did was when I then went to see the Renaissance tour in Tampa, and it was hot. It was like, I swear it had to be over 100 degrees. Beyonce herself even said, this is the hottest show I've done yet. So it was hot, like dripping sweat. Me and my friend Leah that went together, we both put the One Size on at the end of our makeup routines, and like we were there at the concert easily for probably 5 hours altogether, including like the time it took us to get there and everything, and maybe 4 hours. And I like took a photo of us after, because I looked at her, I was like, your makeup looks perfect. She was like, so does yours. And it was flawless, like hadn't moved. So I since then swear by this, can't recommend it enough, because it is truly an outstanding product. So that's one of my ride or dies. Another one is Peace Out in general, but especially these like acne healing dots. You can probably see I have a pimple. Yeah, you can see it right here on my face. It's gotten a little bit lower, or a little bit smaller, because I did use one of these last night. But pimple patches are something as well I feel like can be a scam in some ways, because some of them just don't work. Peace Out truly works. It is like, they are the go. And like I said, I still have this pimple. You might not be able to tell, but it is smaller than it was yesterday. And I'm probably gonna use these again tonight before I go to bed. And I actually sometimes even use these during the day. Like, especially if I'm gonna be at home most of the day, I'll like leave it on. But even if I'm gonna go out somewhere and like if I have a really, really bad pimple, which I don't get breakouts often, but when I do, like they're bad, like this one. And it's like I don't even want to put makeup on top of that because I don't want it to get like dirty and gross. So I'll like put a pimple patch on and then sometimes put a little makeup on top of it. And I feel like they usually blend pretty seamlessly and you can't even tell. Peace Out is an LGBTQ owned and led brand and something that I think is really cool. And I'm pretty sure they did this June too. I don't know if it's just during Pride Month or all year long, but they do sell a limited edition set of these pimple patches that are like they have like the progress flag on them. And I think they actually might be shaped slightly different. And a portion of those proceeds go like for every pack that they sell. I want to say it's $5 of every pack that they sell goes directly towards the Trevor Project. So I always link to the products I talk about in the description, but I will link, and for this post in particular, I'll link to that limited edition Pride set. So if anyone wants to buy those to directly support the Trevor Foundation, you can do it from there. But regardless of all of that, this is a good product. I love Peace Out. I know like I buy these from Sephora, but I think that they might even be sold at Target now, question mark. I'm not 100% sure, but Peace Out is the truth. So those are my beauty picks of the month. Now moving on to music. An album that I'm having this month, which this is one of my very recent favorites. I'm like, was something I was surprisingly obsessed with, and that is Willow's album, Empathogen. So this actually came out maybe in March. Oh yeah, I just bought this like 2 weeks ago on vinyl, but it might have dropped in March, maybe even May or April. I mean, oh my God. Yeah, I think it dropped in May, I want to say. But this is Willow Smith, obviously, like famously Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith's daughter. And this is like, there are so many new albums coming out, as we all know, this year. But I, for the most part, like any big album release, like, or pop release, or yeah, actually any big release, like regardless of the artist, if it's someone I know, like, or dislike, whenever they've been dropping this year in particular, I've just been listening to all of them like when they drop. And Willow, I didn't really have any thoughts, feelings, or anything about Willow. Like obviously I know, whip my hair back and forth, but I haven't really kept up with Willow much literally since then. I mean, I obviously see her in like the media and stuff. I do love Will Smith, and regardless of the Oscar slap or not. I also just saw Bad Boys, the new movie, and it is really good. But Willow is just like, again, not someone I like really kept up with. So when her album dropped and I listened to it, I didn't have any thoughts here or there about it, or I didn't have any thoughts going into it. And then as I started, probably like by track 2, I was like, wait, I think I'm obsessed. So I don't even know how to describe the sound. And like, I actually, when I went to the record store where I bought this, there was a girl there looking for the same record too. And she is a Willow fan. So I was talking to her about like, she was like, oh, do you love it? I was like, yeah, I do. And she has been following Willow, and I was like, this just sounded so different to me. And she did say it is kind of a new sound or different sound for her. But I guess that like a way to describe the sound of it. She also just did an NPR Tiny Desk, which I would recommend listening to, is maybe like a Solange with like a Hayley Williams vibe. Like if they were one artist or made like an album together, that's maybe how I would describe this. But like, I don't even know if that's like totally accurate. But it is like, I don't know, it just feels it's a very short album. That's maybe my only critique, is I wish it was a little bit longer. I think it has 12 tracks, but a lot of them are pretty short, maybe like 2 minutes long. I don't even know what the singles were off of this. I think Big Feelings maybe was one of them. And then Sympathy of Life. I don't know. I don't listen to the radio, so I feel like I never know what singles are, but there's she has a song with John Baptiste, or with John Baptiste on here. And I guess I just like, I don't know, it was just like a very interesting sound. Like, Nepo Babies, take note. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, I'm sure she's not trying, like, she doesn't really need to be like that famous or that like commercially successful, I guess is what I should say. People already know who she is, so I think she's just truly making the music like that she wants to make. And it just sounds cool, effortless, like so good. So anyway, this is an album I've really been loving, if you can't tell the way I've been talking about it. And it also is, oh yeah, it's pressed on this cool brown vinyl, which I like. And even the cover art is pretty cool and just like interesting looking. So Oh, okay. Literally the singles are on the sticker, the hype sticker. I should have just looked at that because it says empathogen featuring Run and Symptom of Life. But I swear Big Feelings was this, or maybe I've just been hearing it on TikTok. I don't know. Anyway, would recommend checking out Willow Smith's latest album. Like I said, it's a quick listen since it's so short. And it was just something I was so surprised to like that it really just like kind of took me aback, and I was like, okay, Willow, do your thing. Okay, in the music, still in the music realm, I am gonna give a honorable mention to a new album that just came out a couple of weeks ago, I think, and that is Kaytranada's new album. I'm forgetting the name of it. Hold on, let me look it up. Oh, his new album is called Timeless. And so I mean, I know of Kaytranada, but I haven't really followed him very closely or really listen to like seriously like listen to any of his music. But again, like I said, all these new albums coming out, I'm trying to listen to all of them. And I started listening to his new album and I really liked it too. Like, I mean, I think Kaytranada is more so known for being a producer more than like a rapper or musician himself, but he's trying to like be more of that kind of like a Kanye West type of situation where he was like known as being a producer for so long. But I really liked the album. I mean, I've only listened to it one time straight through, so I feel like I need to kind of get back. I need to like re-listen to it again. But I mean, I don't have it on vinyl or anything, but it is a good album that, again, another one I would recommend listening to. Okay, moving from music into TV. So I actually don't have a favorite TV show that I'm going to share for this month because as I was like figuring out what I wanted to like share in this video, I realized, and like this is a gap I feel like I need to like work on filling, so if anyone has any suggestions, let me know. I'm not really watching any TV shows at the moment, or like I feel like even in the past couple of months where there are main characters that are queer or LGBTQ in any way. And I was like, when I realized that, I was like, oh, well, that's a problem. Like I need to do something about that because kind of like I've said in previous videos, I do really think it's important to diversify the music you listen to, the stories you hear, like what you watch on TV, just to make sure like the world that we live in is so dynamic and so diverse and made up of so many different types of people. Like we should be hearing those types of stories all the time. So I'm like, my bad. I mean, there are obviously TV shows where there are gay characters or lesbian characters, but they're not really like I've like realized, I was like, these are all like side stories. They're not really like the main characters or the focal points. So I mean, I could talk about shows I've watched last year or previous years, but that wouldn't be keeping the integrity of, I like to say this as if I'm some serious like journalist or something, but I wouldn't be keeping the integrity of what I'm sharing in these like monthly favorites videos. So a show that I did and so then I started looking into like, okay, what are some shows out there that I need to be adding into like my rotation? And one of them I actually did start watching, but I feel like I haven't gotten to the part of the series yet where these characters are kind of the focal point. So I was like, I don't really want to talk about that because I don't have anything good to share. But I've started watching Under the Veil, or Under the Bridge on Hulu, which is actually based on a true story of a girl of a teenager it's a true crime type of thing, that was killed in Canada, specifically in British Columbia, I think. And actually the love story between these two women that takes place in the TV show, I think is actually fake. It's not a part of the real story. So that's a show that like I have been liking, but like I said, that storyline hasn't really taken off yet, as I've only made it like 4 episodes in, I think. And then a couple other recommendations that I saw that I'm gonna just pass along is the show Yellow Jackets, which is on Amazon. And then another one is a show, I'm just like looking back at my notes. Oh, a show called Dead Boys Detective. And I believe it is on Netflix, and it is a story about detectives. They are younger. I think the detectives are like teenagers. And so one of the main detectives in the show, he is gay, and it's a coming out story to a degree too, at least based on what I've read so far. So that's a show I want to watch as well. If you have other recommendations, please let me know, because I mean, I feel like I'm always so behind on TV shows. I just have so many that I want to watch. But if you have other recommendations of TV shows, please let me know. But anyway, closing us out with the last category and that is movies. So the movie that I'm sharing this month is a movie called Problemista. I saw this in theaters shortly after it came out. I think it actually might have come out in April. I know it's been a month or two since I saw it. I haven't been going to the movies as much lately, although I am going to tonight. But I really like this movie. I didn't hear a lot of people talking about it, so I don't know how well it did in the box office, or I think critically it was like received pretty well, but it was just such a cute movie that I feel like had so many underlying things. But the way that the story was told, I really liked it. It was really engaging, and all of the characters were also really funny and really multidimensional in like their own way, that it made it just like enjoyable to watch. Like RZA from Wu-Tang is in it, which I don't think I've ever seen him act in anything before, but he was pretty, I mean, he has a very small role. Though, what is his name? I cannot think of the actor's name, but he plays Zach, Jacob's boyfriend in Abbott Elementary. And he has like a reoccurring or a supporting role in it too. So the movie itself is about, the main character is, I want to say, I don't know if I should call him a boy or a man, because I think he's like in his 20s. I think he's supposed to be like in his early 20s. So it is about a gay man that is an immigrant. But like him being gay is not central to the storyline, but it is just a part of like his personality. And Julian Torres, who wrote the movie, he himself is gay as well. And it's kind of like, and he also plays the main character in this movie. But anyway, the main character is a gay man from El Salvador, I want to say. He's an immigrant to the United States. He's living in New York, and he's trying to become a toy maker. And like he has really great ideas, and one of his ideas ends up getting stolen by like Mattel. He's like really trying to apply to like work there and like an intern or like an apprenticeship. And I feel like it's a very relatable story to like, I feel like anyone who has been in their 20s at some point and been broke, struggling, or really trying to just like grind and make it. But then he also is an immigrant, so there's an additional, and his mom still lives in El Salvador. Again, I'm not sure if it's El Salvador, but somewhere in South or Central America. And he's kind of here in the US on his own and just like really trying to make it, but he has no money. And he also his visa is about to be up. And so he has to get a job though, like a full-time job, to be able to like continue to stay in the United States. So he's trying to like go through that process. And I feel like it does also shine a light on, I know people anecdotally, like I don't know anyone that personally that has had to go through that process, but what I have heard people talk about is how long and strenuous and arduous and expensive it can be. And I feel like this did a really good job of showing that again in a way that was, I think, very easy to understand and perceive, because there's so many hoops to jump through, and you have to do this and you have to do that, but you also have to have the money to do that, but then you like need a job. It's like all these like different things. So I thought that was like a really interesting part of the storyline, and the way that the movie is just like, the story is told, and it's shot like, because he's trying to be a toy maker, so he is very like a playful, really creative person. So there are a lot of scenes where it really leans into that like playfulness, and there's like toys and stuff. There's like a slinky moving around, and he's like in this like, when he gets like kind of scared, and he almost like retreats into like a childlike state where he's like in this like imaginary world. And like, so that was like kind of cool to watch. But I don't know, it was a really good movie. I really liked it. Would recommend checking it out. I'm sure it's on streaming. If it's not on streaming now, it will be on streaming pretty soon, as everything always is. But I really enjoyed it, and I honestly would probably go see it again in theaters. Those were all of my favorites for the month of June. Again, like I said, it is, by the time this video is posted though, it'll be at the very end of Pride Month. But I feel like I probably have said this in my other videos too. Pride Month isn't the only, like, it's like supporting brands, artists, whatever, that are from the LGBTQ plus community does not have to end on June 30th. It's something we can all do year round. And as a marginalized person myself, like being a Black woman, I do see the importance in supporting and uplifting voices and brands within that community. So as often as we all can, because what are we if not united together and creating a more equitable world? What am I trying to get a Nobel Peace Prize? I hope that from this, maybe you found some new music, movie, brand, or something that you're interested in to continue to diversify all of the media and things that you consume. So anyway, if you've made it this far in the video, make sure to give me a thumbs up if you haven't already. Subscribe if you want to see more content from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.